Yes, very good evening, of course, wherever you're following us. Remember, this is Africa 24, and this is number one political discussion that happens here every day, 10 p.m. in East African time. I know a lot of people will be following this discussion, but we have a lot of things to discuss here. As you know, that next year we will be having the general election. General election will be happening in this country after 2022. 2022, we saw the saga. 2022, we saw what happened, but we also know that 2027 we are going to have another general election. So we are asking you, wherever you're following us, remember you can be part of us. You can be part of us here as we discuss more about what is happening. I'll be having several guests here as we try to discuss about the politics of this country and the stance of 2027. Do you think that this is the right time for us to have this kind of negotiation? The opposition is still roaring. The position is taking shape slowly by slowly. Yes, of course. We all know what happened in Kisii. We have seen what happened in Kisii. A lot of things are happening in Kisii. But in Kisii, that is where we have seen the opposition taking shape, opposition throwing shades, opposition trying to get attention, trying to see if they can block William Ruto from winning the 2027 general election. But do we have exact changes
Maafisa
that
wa
can tell
NTSA
us that
katika kaunti ya Nairobi
elections are
wameanza
going to be.
msako wa kuimarisha usalama barabarani wakati wa kipindi cha kufunguliwa kwa mashule.
Some of the discussion here. So wherever you're following us, you can be part of us. You can be part of us. You can be joining this political discussion here. But the question that we're asking you is: do you think the opposition has done something so that they can block William Ruto from winning the 2027 general elections? Because we have seen what happened in Kisii. We have seen President William Ruto currently is launching some of the housing projects. He is moving all around trying to launch some of the housing projects, which are getting a lot of criticism from people. People are criticizing this housing project. But if do you think also this project could have started by 2022, 2023, because they just started the other day? Or is it politicized? Is it politicized that we have in this project taking place at this time? You can be part of us. Here we have a lineup of political discussions. We have a lot of things to discuss. We have the opposition storming in the Kisii region. We have Kalonzo Musyoka also being involved in the opposition. Gachagua, of course, attacking the UDA government directly, and also the election that is going to happen next year, whereby we have seen UDA government. Of course, the IEBC today, the information that were released by IEBC, it says that more than 100 million, of course, is going to be used. So we're going to discuss all about that. But the ABC say that they need a lot of money for them to do this kind of job. The ABC says that they need 64 billion for 2027 general election. So 64 billion for 2027 general election, and they're saying that the 6.2 billion for KIM's kits replacement. So Kim's kits replacement, of course, they need 6.2 billion. We also need 5.9 billion for ballot printing. That is another budget. We also need 1.1 billion for meals. Kwani, what are they eating? What are they eating? If we need 1.1 billion, because the other day we had the critics coming out like we need to hear what the government is trying to say, because the tea almost costed 17.8 2 million every day. So if that is the amount of money that was used by the government during this time, what does it mean? Does it mean that the government is overspending? Also, we need 3 billion for transport. 3 billion for transport. That is during 2027 general election. Also, we need 1 billion for resource transmission. That is from the polling center to the main headquarters. We also need 3.9 billion for system upgrading. We need to upgrade the system. That is what the IBC is saying. And also, we need 76 million for tents and the sound system. For sound system, to set up sound system, you need 776 million for tent and sound system. Also, we need 560 million for party primaries, and also we need 500 million for voter registration audit, and also we need 305 million for bulk LMS. That is what IBC chairperson Erastus Eldakwon is saying. So they need 64 billion for 2027 general election. That is what Erastus Eldakwon is saying. So do you think that the government is really having this money? Do you think that the government has this money so that they can support the 2027 general election? Because we are seeing a lot of things happening. We have seen how the government is transforming, how the government is taking shape when it comes to the development in this country. Today, we saw the president in different estates, of course, trying to say that we need to change. We need to come out with projects plan. But these things are happening as you approach 2027. 2027 is just near the corner. So does it mean that this is something that is politicized? This is something that it's just politicized. They need to just caught the attention of Kenyans. So when they get the attention of Kenyans, they are going to vote for them. Kenyans are going to vote for them. Do you think that this is the right time for us to have this development? So we are having this discussion happening here. Remember, you can follow us on all social media platforms. Afric24. It's happening here. We have a lot of things to discuss here, but currently IBC. So we think IBC has the rights to carry on these developments. Do you think that IBC will give us free and fair? Because what I know is Kenyans they want free and fair elections. Kenyans want something that will be free and fair because we have seen 2022, we have seen what happened in 2017, whereby elections was rigged. We had the second election that happened, and also the Jubilee government won. The Jubilee government that time was led by Uhuru Kenyatta together with William Ruto because they won in 2013. Remember in 2013 they even used to wear same suits. In 2017 they won. Then after that, that is when we had the betrayal. The betrayal came. That is when we had William Ruto and his boss Uhuru Kenyatta having some differences, but the differences could not result to William Ruto being expelled as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. This is something that led to enmity even during the 2022. A lot of people knew that Raila Odinga is going to win. A lot of people knew that Baba is going to win, the late Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. A lot of people knew that maybe Raila is going to win, but Raila could not win the election. So it's a big thing that happened in 2027 and also 2022, and also we saw 2007, whereby we had to experience the post-election violence. The post-election violence happened in 2013, and that is 2007. So 2027, do you think that the IABC led by Erastus Edakon is going to give us free and fair general election? Because we saw what happened in 2022 by Kenyans. They need to get free and fair elections because they have been saying we have been voting. The Gen Z effect came 2024. We saw what happened. The Gen Z came into the streets. They said we are going to talk to the government directly. We are going to storm the government so that they can hear what we want to be governed. That is the Gen Z. Last year, also 2025, they came out. They are ready to take part in the next general elections, and currently they are mobilizing themselves through the social media. That is the Gen Z. So do you think that the Gen Z still can give that power? They can give that impact when it comes to 2027? Because in 2027 we're going to have that election, and the election is going to happen next year. Do you think that IBC is going to give us that free and fair elections come 2027? Being part of us here is free. Being part of us here is free, and you can be joining this conversation by clicking the link that is directly here, and this link is going to give you this information. You're going to be part of us here, but you discuss about the IBC. No, we think the IBC is going to give us free and fair election because we saw what happened. Do you think IABC is going to give free and fair elections? But we have seen a lot of things being circulated in the social media in terms of elections. People are saying Edwin Sifuna is their current president after Raila Odinga. They're saying Edwin Sifuna is the current president. Watu wanasema mimi ndio Sifuna, watu wanasema mimi ndio Sifuna, wengine wanasema sisi ndio Sifuna. So I'm just asking, do you think that this Sifuna effect is going to be felt by Kenyans? Maybe Kenyans might find the vibe of Raila Odinga in that is, maybe they are going to find the vibe of Raila Odinga into Edwin Sifuna, and they can just end up voting for him. Massive. They can vote for Edwin Sifuna that it comes to 2027. Do you think they can vote for Edwin Sifuna come 2027? That is what I'm also asking here, because Sifuna has that impact. The impact he has brought into this government is amazing. So do you think that the Sifuna is the right candidate? So I will be playing some of the clips for this because he has been making headlines. He has been making headlines from all the parts of this video. People said Mwananchi is going to have that Edwin Sifuna speech currently here as we try to discuss more about what is happening in terms of politics. But you being part of us, you can be part of us by joining this conversation. Something Sifuna said the other day, but this was a long time ago. I want you just to play that so that you can hear what Sifuna said, because it's amazing, and Kenyans, they want to hear what Sifuna has been saying currently. We shall be hearing what Sifuna was saying the other day in this conversation. But you know that Sifuna has been uh, very lethal when it comes to this discussion. Whenever you just know you are going to have Sifuna in that discussion, most of them they will run away. Because today we also saw in the Senate, he walked away when the governor of Nairobi, Sakaja, was being pressed by one of the female, and this was during the hearing of the governance of Nairobi, because most of people have been questioning the governance of this county, because Nairobi is the capital city of Kenya. And a lot of people, whenever they question about the city, then if the city is not well governed, then it is disperses to the other regions. It goes around to the other counties. So most of investors being around Nairobi. Now we have a lot of rains in Nairobi. We have seen what is happening. Roads are poorly managed. We also have poor drainage systems. People are questioning about the safety of this city. And most of people are saying Governor Sakaja has failed when it comes to working and making sure that Kenyans have been given the right service. Now they're saying Babu Sifuna are going to change this county. Some people are saying governor who is incoming is Babu Wino. I remember Babu Wino was also fighting to get the leadership of ODM, and he said that Bila Baba ni Babu. That is what and he was saying. So they want to get that leadership skill. They want to. So we are going to have all those here in today's discussion. You can be part of us. You can form this discussion by clicking the link. And this link will direct you to the studio here. You'll be part of us. Also, we want to hear your views about the IBC giving that digit. IBC is saying that they want to make this election successful and they want to make sure that it's free and fair. Do you think it's going to be free and fair from what we have seen in different areas? Do you think that 2007 we had the post-election violence? 2013 we had some of the rumors. A lot of things happened during the Jubilee government when Kibaki was adding offer to Jubilee. Also in 2017, Raila said that the election were rigged. We had to go back and get the elections being repeated. In 2022, that is when there's this incident whereby Raila said that the meeting that was held at KACC, you remember the meeting that was held at KACC, every person was aware that the government has been inherited to Raila Amolo Odinga, the later Raila Amolo Odinga. But unfortunately, during the announcement, Bomas of Kenya, a lot of things happened. We saw a senator of Narok throwing seats at Bomas of Kenya when the late Wafula Chebukati was giving the winning team, and of course that was UDA winning team, that certificate. Do you think IBC they are going to give us free and fair elections? Of course, IBC they say they want to make Kenya a great nation. IBC they want to make Kenya a changed nation. They want to give Kenya another move, an election that we have never experienced. Because they say, of course, this is the Independent and Electoral Borders Commission of Kenya. They are saying that they want to change. They want to make Kenya a great nation. So we are trying to see if this is going to happen. If IBC they can give us free and fair election, but also we saw that IBC has been facing a lot of critics from Kenyans. Kenyans, they're saying they don't have trust with IBC. IBC, we don't have trust with you. So you need to change your ways of doing things. And we also see Muturi, of course, the other day. We saw Justin Muturi, of course, praising IBC, of course, saying that he believes IBC can give us free and fair. And he say we need to have free and fair elections. That was Justin Muturi, of course, he was the former cabinet secretary, and of course, he said that voters for polls during 2027, we need to have free, fair election. And of course, this was during the elections that was happening in different parts. And we saw some of the election results whereby UDA has emerged as winning areas. UDA has won different areas. UDA has emerged victorious in different parts. And of course, we saw UDA takes early lead in Isiolo sub-county by-election. That is the breaking news that we have. UDA is still taking shape. UDA is still making moves. UDA is giving a change. Of course, two Bere North election also today were won by UDA. UDA is still making shape. And this is the ruling government. This is the ruling government. Of course, Bere North Member of Parliament today we saw Leonardo Amudende. You remember the other day when Amudende was facing a lot of critics and he expressed that the UDA government, the Democratic Alliance, of course, United Democratic Alliance, it won, of course, two sits in Bere constituency, and of course, en route that was Mumia was in the Bere, that is, and Burore and Muminch was in Bere North constituency, and of course, it's saying that we need to have UDA ruling because he was elected by UDA. He was selected by with UDA political party, and he believes that the UDA can also secure the second term. Do you also believe that UDA can secure the second term of this general election that is coming? Election that a lot of people are waiting to see what is going to happen. A lot of people they want to get a move. They want to see if it's going to be free and fair come 2027. You being part of us here is something that will be appreciating. You're going to be part of us by clicking the link, and this link will direct you to the studio. IBC, do you think they're going to give us free and fair general elections come next year?